Right. Sorry. This should be going. Hello, 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 hello. So, who's in here? I saw that AJ's here, 23's here, Lisbeth, Auntie Patience, hello. Duad, hey! And if there are other people that I haven't said the hi to, well, hi. Nobody watching the soccer game of... Nah. Alright. How is everyone today? Okay, so I need to take out 12 colors. First one being Aquarius yellow. Do I have this one in a big pan? No, I have a small one, okay. Then permanent yellow, so that's more of an orangey yellow. Oh, permanent yellow, it's this one. I'm begging the clouds on the sky to rain. Is it really hot? It is kind of hot here too. Gold. Then the orange. Golden orange. Permanent orange. Ginger red. Flip-a-doo. Deep orange. Cat orange. Ben's orange. Let's go. Sorry, sneeze. We had quite a thunderstorm yesterday. Ooh, awesome. Hello, Rose. I'm sewing a sun hat to make sure it's this cloudy. Oh, you mean a different kind of thunderstorm? I'm okay, still a bit shaken. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Perm red, I think this is the perm red. Yep. Permanent alizarin crimson. Nope. Yep. What else? Twin magenta. If that's if it's a different kind of thunderstorm that AJ is talking about, I'm not sure you're jealous, 23. But if it's a real thunderstorm, that's actually quite cool. If you like them, of course. I really like them. We got a really good summer shower on July 2nd. And we were outside at the time of the, the shower. So we took a shower. We were both soaked when we got here. Dioxazine violet. It's a mineral violet. That's not the one. Which one is dioxazine? Nope. Probably this one. Yep. Okay. French Ultra. French Ultra, also a small one, but that's okay. Phthalo Blue Red Shade. I squinted. I know that was not visible, but I squinted because it's always a bit weird to me to have Phthalo Blue Red Shade and Ultramarine in the same set. Now, literally thunderstorm with a lot of rain. Okay. Whew. That's better, I mean. I'm painting some World Watercolor Month prompts with my Inktense paints. Is it July? Is July World Watercolor Month? Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Breeze. And any of the things I'm looking for. That's great. I need a Sharpie and I need my sticky label paper. Sorry, I'm here. Right. The one on Thursday night, I wouldn't wish to anyone. Well, if only to our herd of neighbors. Yeah, it's July. Dang, love these colors. Waiting for the end of July to do some art shopping. Ooh! Do you have a long list of what you want to get? I'm forgetting to put back in. I think the small one was here. Because when I take colors out of this, I really try to put them back where I took them. Because otherwise it gets really difficult to find colors. I like to use this kind of sorry, sticky. It's like post-it sticky labels. It's just a roll of sticky post-it paper. It's white, so that's great. So Ben's orange. I'm sort of like washing your car to meet you. Hey, Curious, hello. Ben's orange was here. Gosh, more ads. I'm not very good at doing prompts, so I've never really managed to do World Watercolor Month. I don't know why though. It's like there's something that doesn't quite vibe with me. It's not like I don't like watercolor. I love watercolor, but oh shoot, I don't remember where the permanent alizarin crimson was. Give me just half a second. Well, boink. Yeah. So yeah, the pink. Pink and magenta. this. Here I have a placeholder for Queen Red. I have Cherry Queen Aquilon. Oh, Queen Rose. Queen Red. Why do I have a placeholder here? Permanent Requisition is after Pyro Ruben. So that's as a red. Gosh. Okay, I don't know how I set this up then. I'll just stick this here. Let's go. There you go. All good. Well, I'm planning on getting a 40 set of new color too, a bunch of drawing, Roman Szmal paints, and 2 tubes of the... I loved your cat prompts. Those were for Caturday though. I mean, you can do them whenever you like, for whatever you like, but... when I did it for the full month, the only way I was able to keep up with it was to do batches. I couldn't do one per day. I can post one per day. That's not particularly difficult, but... Okay, so that's Ultra. Blue Red Shade. Right. I'm only missing Cobalt Cerulean Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's those, okay. Cobalt Cerulean Blue, right? What I said? 4, 7. 4, 6. Cobalt Cerulean Blue, that's the one. Alright, so there's no colors that I need that are in the second box here. So no greens, no earth tones, no neutrals. Interesting. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink, so I will mute the microphone just for a sec. Okay, I'm back. So that's the... that's the colors I need. I will put them in the second half of the palette anyway, so it's gonna be a bit more handy this way. So I have a Aquarius yellow. I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple of weird dots in my Aquarius yellow, and that's because rust got through it. One of my nemesis, things that I really, really hate. I'll have to label this one. I need a blade. All right. Fluff's okay too, chilling. Aw. I am astounded by how resilient. Yeah, yes, seriously, Fluff is... I mean, it's not like she has to, right? I mean, it's not like she has any other option. I mean, she has to. That's kind of the thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff in life that appears a whole lot more daunting when you think about it. But when you're actually, like, face to face with it, it's like there's another part of your brain that takes over and that goes like, well, it's not like you have any other options, so let's freaking go, you know. So we find the side with the little mark. That's where the brand goes. Then it's color name, so that's perm yellow. Then the color number, that's 311. And pigment, EY139. There you go. Gold. That's orange. Roman Szmal is my favorite. It is like a good revelation of the past few years. I hope there's something adequate very near. Yeah, seriously. Decided to make a stack of swatch card as a way to relax. That's a good idea. Oh yes, the part of your brain that groans and goes, okay, fine, someone's gotta do it. Hi, Kate. Yeah, and sometimes it's not even a conscious thought process. It's just like you think about the thing and you just dread it and you're like, I don't think I'd be able to. And then the thing is in front of you and it's not like you have the option to do anything but deal with it. Like, I feel like the most intense examples of that is everyone facing conflict. And like the more minor stuff is like cleaning up after a sick kid if you are like emetophobic or something. Or like if you are easily grossed out and you have to clean a toilet. Or the toilet like overflows and you have to clean it. So these are minor stuff compared to the rest, but it's still stuff that sometimes you think about it and you're like, oh, I'd never be able to do that. Until you have to. Senol, hi. Your name rings a bell. Yep, we don't know what we're capable of until we have to do it. Yeah. It's like a completely different thought process that takes over. Hold on, what did I do? Hold on, what do... Permanent red, yes. It's this one first. How did I get paint there? Oh. Hey, Paulo! So this set has both Quin Magenta and Quinacridone Pink. Wonder how different they will be. I rarely catch a live chat, but today somehow I have. Hey, it's nice to see you! Hi, a watercolorist. Hello! So, that's all set. I need to remove the paint crumbs. Sake of my sanity. Right. It's amazing how animals, including people, can adapt to extreme situations. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like animals don't even think about it. Like, if they have to, they have to. We are kind of cursed with the ability to think about it a bit too much. Yeah, kind of like going to work after a total nightmare of a night with air raid sirens. Yeah, basically. You can't really predict that kind of stuff. Like, that's not. Okay, give me a sec. There we go. I think I have all I need. Hopefully. Right. So, what I'm gonna swap. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up again later, but let's sit for a second. So I'm gonna start with swatching the color selection of the very first botanical set from Roman Szmal. I don't have that particular set, but I looked at the colors and I had all the colors, so I'm still working on my first video reviewing the new version. I'm still editing that, but it's going well. And I will, like, that's going to be part 1, and then I'm going to do a part 2 where I compared the colors of the first set, these, with the colors of the new version. So I have all the mix cards to paint, basically. So that's kind of what I'm going to work on today. Swatches and mixes. Not entirely sure how I do these. I might check the ones that I've already done. Also, if you are perhaps interested, I've shared the templates that I used to set these up. And so that's the one of the new version. The new version has 14 colors instead of 12. This older selection has 12 colors. And these are 5x7 sheets from Strathmore that are already cut to that size. And I've shared the templates for these on the Discord server. There's a new channel that's called Printables. And I've put it in there. And when I prepare these sheets, I transfer like the grid info with a light pad, and then I trace it with a ballpoint pen. Dizzy, hi. What? How do you go by Dizzy Lake? Dizzy? Hello from the Caribbean. Sending you all love and positive vibrations. I don't own any Roman Szmal yet. Look forward to watching new swatches. Oh, hi. That's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. I might use the big brush just to pre-wet my... Dizzy, they're on sale right now from Jackson's. Oh, yeah. Got a salary rise. Hey. Dizzy. Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. Oh my god, I need... you know what? Let's find a piece of something that I can put over these so I don't get mixed up, because I am likely to get mixed up. And I would hate to have to redo all this because it's a little bit time consuming. Hi, Carnier. I'm sorry. Apologies for traffic noises, but it is what it is. There you go. And that'll do. Just gonna put a few more. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, Ed. Bye. Welcome, Kate. Hi. We have quite a few new people in here today. That's lovely. Welcome, welcome. Right. Now that I've made the limited the risk of mistakes. Oh, I love this color. I don't know why I have a thing for warm yellows, but I really do have a thing for warm yellows. They just make me happy. See them and I'm like, oh, it's like sunshine, but without the sunburns. Is Liv Thorman taking the summer? You wish. Though, you know what? I saw him sweep this morning. And I almost fell off my chair. I was like, oh, so he knows what a broom is and he's able to use it. He might make an appearance later. Like, what else does he have to do anyway? Oh, I don't know how many American people we have in the chat, but happy 4th of July? Somehow? Warm yellows are mango flavored. Yes, but don't eat the forbidden candies, okay? No eating the paint pans, please. There's a lot of forbidden quote-unquote edibles in watercolor. You have the forbidden water, which is your paint water, which is you must not drink. Then we have the forbidden candies, which are the paint pans, which are not good either. Oh man, watercolor is the best, isn't it? Watercolor and cats. Oh, did you guys see the new Roman Szmal color, the July 2026 color? I cannot wait to try out. I'm so excited. It's nothing, you know, like revolutionary. It's just a beautiful, like vibrant granulating color that's not like a brown or green or muted or whatever. It's just a bright purple. Oh yes, those are the best things. Seriously, right? Hey Liz, hello. Permanent alizarin crimson. That purple is not my thing, but I will admit that the way it separates makes my brain happy. Completely fair, and I would totally agree with that sentiment for, you know, like whether we like a color or not, when a paint has that sort of granulation and texture, it is always fascinating to watch. So that red is watermelon flavor. Which one? The Permalizarin Crimson? It is. Watermelon. It's beautiful, but I don't know when I will use it. I think it looks very separating. It does. But also they show a swatch that they've made where they use less water, and it is just very textured, not that separated. Like the texture is more even through the whole patch of paint. Right, so these two colors that I'm gonna be swatching, this is Quin Magenta, and then the next one is gonna be Quinacridone Pink, and they're both PR 122. So I'm really eager to see if there's any kind of like noticeable difference between them. I'm drooling over that color ever since they posted it. My granulation loving soul just absolutely needs that color. Seriously. I saw the Sarah Jackson's eyed the set I really shouldn't be eyeing and went off to do some decorating to take my mind off of it all. So tempting. Is it too much to ask which set that is? Sorry, which set is tempting you? No, brain. I have one job. Come on. And that's a subtle difference. I'm lusting after the set that works out at about 94 pounds. 28, I think I have a few Roman Szmal, and I love the vibrancy, and I'm also looking for something to replace my DS when they run out. It's definitely a good contender, especially if you prefer pans. I know that the Roman is working on tubes, but I think it's, and I say that from when I was making my own paints as well, but it's a bit tricky to work out a mix of paint that behaves well in a tube. It's slightly easier to have paint that you dry in a pan, and once it's dry, it kind of, you know, it won't cause you much problems. But wet paint in a tube, it's trickier a bit. And I don't think he wants to release a product that is not like completely satisfactory. But yeah, all that to say that if you prefer pans, or if you work mostly from pans, that's a really good substitute for the Daniel Smith paints. So someone was commenting on one of my videos that it's supposed to be an anniversary year for them. And I have to do a little bit of digging and research and all of that, and I will try to make a video, but I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen anything from them, really. Like, I don't follow them very close, but I know a lot of people would have probably noticed it and would have shared on the Discord server if they had seen something special from that brand. Am I doing whatever? I am doing whatever. Okay. I really don't know why they would have an anniversary year and not, release something special. Perhaps they're waiting. Like, that's why I say I have to look into it, because if the anniversary is linked to a particular date, maybe they're waiting for that date to, release something special, or but like, anniversary or not, Schminke always has something like celebrating their brand somewhat each year. I think this year, the ones that I can think of, there was the apron that was like deep blue and had the Schminke logo on it. The tube opener. They had all of their sort of throwback sets. All the vintage designs and whatnot. The vintage color releases. Even if it's new formulas, it's still like their vintage packaging and the names and all of that. Like, there's a kind of more of I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say branding, I don't want to say marketing, but you can kind of tell that Schminke tries to kind of go for like new releases, things that are fun and interesting. Not just stuff that you see and you're like, oh, that's fancy, but I wouldn't use it. Like an apron, we can all use an apron, right? When we paint, like, it's not something that is too niche or too expensive to be like out of reach of everyone. And they always have like stuff every year. They have like the special Academy tins. This year we're having the tins from the contest that they had. Like, there's always something. And they're just about the only brand that really does that. The brand that shall not be named is more focused on releasing like artists' curated sets and basically just finding more ways to package what they already have to sell it to you again, but not necessarily bringing anything new or anything extra to the scene. So that's the 12 colors from the previous version of the botanical set from Roman Szmal. I think it's a really interesting selection. It's like we have one real yellow. We have Quint Gold, which is more of a slightly orange muted yellow. Then we have Permanent Yellow, which is really yellow-orange. And Benzimidazole Orange, which is orange. then a reddish red, a slightly muted, like deeper red, two magentas that are really quite close, but one that is a little bit more purple than the other. Then the Accessing Violet, which is sort of a absolutely violet color. And then French Ultramarine, Phthalo Blue Red Shade, and Cobalt Cerulean Blue. Two of those are technically granulating colors. Botanical, but not gray. Yeah, I guess they... I mean, we'll see when I do the mixing with the yellow and these colors. That's when we'll get all of our greens, but it doesn't come with any convenience greens. You have to mix your own greens, basically. I don't think it's... I'm not sure if it's Roman who came up with this range of color. They probably collaborated with an artist for that. But yeah, it's a peculiar approach where you don't have any convenience green at all, any shortcut. If you need green, you're gonna have to mix it yourself. First time catching one of these streams live. Hey, welcome! So, Yard, hello! I'm just trying to finish my cold drink before it gets too warm. So, let me put the microphone on mute just for a second so you don't hear any kind of slurping noises. It was extra slurpy. They did collaborate. I don't remember with whom though. I wonder if it's the same artist that they did collaborate for the second. That I feel like that's what I remember, but I'm not entirely sure, and I won't be able to pronounce their name. I have it here. I can try. Isabella Volska Kuzmider? But basically this person. Who's incredibly skilled, seriously. Guess they're relying on us to mix all of our own greens. No phthalo green for you, yeah. Devoid of phthalo green. Mixing. Alright, so that's sort of the base colors. I'm gonna have to put them aside, and how can I fit everything on here? Go. Oh my gosh, the ads are absolutely impossible. Bye. Isn't it quite normal to not have a green? I was beaten over the head in art school, and beyond that, when you paint outside, you do not use green straight from the tube, so it's easier to just not include it. I don't have much of a formal like watercolor education, so I don't know. But phthalo green is best color, jokes aside. Yes, I can see that, but it's weird to me considering you could make the same arguments for purple. Yeah, they have an orange or two and a purple in there, but no green. I don't know. first color here is Aquarius Yellow. It is a color that you don't find. I don't think we find this pigment from a lot of paint makers out there. And I haven't done all my researching yet, but I would be surprised if there were many other brands that had this color. In the black square. So I don't know if you guys might not be familiar with the logic of these, but this first sheet is sort of the reference of all the colors that are in the set. Then I go through each of the colors and I mix them with the other colors. So in the spot where I would have the color itself, I've glued a piece of black watercolor paper, believe it or not, and I will paint a swatch over the black paper to see the opacity of the paint. I also paint a bigger swatch in the middle, so we can have like the color visually there to sort of assess it in the mixes, like compare the mixes to the original color basically. And then each square is going to be this color mixed with the color that's in that square. I hope this makes sense, but yeah, and I feel like it's been a good way to explore the full range of mixes you can get with colors in the palette. It's time consuming. It's very time consuming to do, but also very helpful, I feel like. And I think it is perhaps more interesting in videos to have this reference point too when I'm talking about a color. Roots and Ruin, hi! I like having a base green that's quite neutral, then just mixing something extra in to change if it's warm or cool. What is an example of what you consider a base green? I'm just curious. Well, yes, it is just a preference for the artist. I would argue, though, that Dialux Purple is more useful in mixing than some common greens. Dialux is largely so you can get near blacks, I think. Is it different from Lemon Yellow? A little bit, but not by much. Hold on. Lemon Yellow is the one in the new lineup, right? Yeah. Lemon Yellow is PY61. They're very similar in hue, I feel. I don't know if you can see. Of course, my swatch here is not fully dry yet. There could be a color shift, but it doesn't happen a lot with yellows. But that's the Lemon Yellow PY61 at the bottom, and the Aquarius Yellow. I feel like perhaps the Aquarius Yellow is a bit more transparent, but it's hard to say. I don't think my swatch is really nice. I might paint over it. Well, it's still a little bit wet, so I can even it out just a tad. Guess what color you can use to make dark colors and purples and is a good green mixer? Indigo? Alright, so that's when I have to start mixing. So the first mix is gonna be with the permanent yellow. So I try to go for something that is visually about 50-50 in terms of mixing colors. I don't necessarily mix like one part of one color and one part of the other color, because some colors are a bit more strong than others, and it's a bit it's kind of skews the result if I try to go 50-50. Like, we're not gonna get good information from it. I've got a sap green from Cass Art that's quite neutral. I do also have Terre Verte and a granulating green from Jackman's in my regular palette though. I'm just a sucker for greens. I'm with you there. I think green paints are some of my favorites. But at the same time, I find it really difficult to find a pre-made green that I really like. A lot of the greens that we get from brands, you kind of have to mix them a little bit with something to get the sort of unnatural aspect of them out of there. I'll give you a hint, it rhymes with almond green. Not doing phthalo green propaganda, are you sure about that? Though I think that's kind of funny because, I mean, you're referring to PG7, not PG36, right? Although there is an argument for the inclusion of pearl green. There is one in the updated lineup. There's pearl green. Now I have to prepare more spots to mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. PG7. Aren't all sap greens convenience mixes though? Yeah, you don't have a single pigment sap green at this point. Agreed. I think the only green I don't alter is Rainforest. Oh, that one is beautiful. I think it's been on my wish list for a while. But I mean, so you mentioned Cass Art, so you're probably in the UK or, you know, somewhat adjacent. Because otherwise it's no one else can get Cass Art. Otto sent me a triad of Cass Art paints a long time ago, and they are still like really beautiful paints, so I would definitely you know, get them if I could. And yeah, the Jackman colors, I never can quite seem to grab them, but oh, they have many beautiful greens, and I think that Rainforest one is one of those that has really struck my fancy. I think that core from Golden has beautiful greens too. They don't really have, I think they have just one that is like oddly bright. They're like Permanent Green is something like PY3 and PG7. So it's that kind of bright in your face too green of a green, but all their other greens are just wonderful. Sap greens are convenience mixes. I can't recall which. I'll have to look into it. I'm curious now. Undersea and Aquarius green are often my convenience greens because you can bump any of the three pigments up to change them. And I love rich green gold for mixes. That's single pigment. You have it from, it's PY 129. You have it from Roman Szmal as well. It's one of their green gold. It is a beautiful green. Core has it too, and I really love it. Otto was talking about you just a second ago. Ooh, what were you talking about? I was mentioning that you sent me a triad of Cassart paints a long time ago. I recently picked up Winsor Newton. Wait, Winsor Newton or the other one? Ah, Cassart. They now have a proper store. They do! So cool! I'm in the UK. I'm not sure if Bromley's ships your way, but they have the Grand Lady. Ooh! They used to. Like, I've gotten quite a few things from them, and I really like them, but with all the, you know, the Brexit nonsense, and then the other nonsense. I think the last time I checked, it was, like, really expensive to get anything from them, but you know, I sometimes have a look back again because yeah, Cassart is great, but they don't ship outside of the UK, really. And I'm very much outside of the UK, sadly. Winsor Newton. Okay, 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 good. I would not call the other one WN in my head, and I forgot. Days without nonsense 0. I think we're in the negative. I think we have accumulated nonsense for future days that haven't yet happened. The way things are going, it's just bunkers. We've reached a level of being used to nonsense that when something happens that is not like the most absurd thing you've ever heard about, we don't even flinch anymore. Like really bad stuff, and we're just like, meh. Of course. What else is new, you know? We are in a nonsense surplus. Seriously, we have a couple of years of surplus, of nonsense, all stacked up. I wonder the color shift, like I wonder what kind of color shift we'll get with this mix here. But I think it is a really beautiful sort of warm red kind of color. I love this kind of color. It reminds me a little bit of the swatches for alizarin gold from Da Vinci. You know. They're all really nice, aren't they? And we're not done because I still have two magentas to go. So that means even more oranges. But yeah, I have the paper stretcher from Bromley, and I think it's one of my favorite purchases from them. What does that look so granulated? That's just because the paper is wet. As my paper dries, it's gonna look a much more even. That happens with you know, paper that is a bit more smooth. Even if this is technically cold press from Strathmore, it has a very, like it is closer to hot press in my opinion than cold press. And with smooth paper like hot press or this one here, when you mix it with, when you put paint over it, sometimes it looks like it's spilling or it looks like it's granulating, but it's a texture that will like work itself out as the paint dries. I cannot really explain the physics of it, but that's basically what I've observed. And my mixes are all a bit more light than I would love, but let's boost. Oof. Sorry, I hit the microphone and I made a mess, but I think I missed my sheet. I know that making a mess is sort of part of what painting is about, but still. If I can make a mess around my work, that's best, you know. Oh my gosh, another ad. What? How to pull off an oversized fit. Nah. Nah. Brand new Jeep Cherokee. Another car that's way too big for no reason. Okay, I couldn't skip that one. A quick question on the subject of light mixes. One of the Roman Szmal I got so far, yes, but I found that it seems a bit washy. That's odd. Guess the hot press papers I've had haven't done that as much. That's possible, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the sort of granulation effect is kind of gone, right? What do you mean by a bit washy? Like the color was weaker than you expected, or tell me more. I could use that. But they were talking about a car that's way too big, like they weren't actually being useful. Nice brown. Like that. Yeah, I have other ultramarines which seem to have a lot more pigment somehow. Have you painted a lot with it? Did you get it as a full pan or as a half pan? Yeah, that's possible. Curious got there before me. But yeah, if you got a full pan, and depending on how it traveled and all of that, it's possible that there's a bit of that, a piece of the wax paper that left a waxy layer on top. And you would have to break through that to get to the actual, like, pigment. is ultramarine intense the one that is milled, is fine milled to be as little granulating as possible? I think it's the... Oh shoot, I don't remember. Nope, that goes here. A few mixes to try, swatches and whatnot, and maybe a couple of paintings. It's a full pan, I'm pretty sure I broke it in, but if no one else has got this going on, it could be something I'm doing. If you just give me a sec, I'll grab it and I will take a look at the one I have. Give me a sec. I'll put this to the side. Put my finger in paint. Ultramarine intense. Paper. Let's go. Water. Paint. No, it is not like the intensity you get, like the depth you get from a indigo or something like that, but it's not supposed to be a pigment that's as dark as an indigo. But I don't know if this is like what you're expecting or what you're getting from your pan. No, that looks fine to me. Okay. But yeah, that's Ultramarine Intense, color 254. It's one that has the Roman Szmal branded bottom of the pans. It's PB29. If you really have an issue with yours, there's one thing you can try. And I mean, I don't know how relevant it would be since you said that you've gone through the top layer a bit, but you can sort of wet it, like not like a pool, but you wet it a little bit, and then you grab like a palette knife or something, and you very lightly scrape off the top, and you scrape off, you wipe it on a tissue, scrape off, wipe it, not deep, just a little top layer to see, and you can do it like, let's say, like on a third of your pan, and then you try the paint that's under there to see if it goes any better than the rest of the paint. That will tell you if perhaps there's a little bit of the waxy residue still in the top layer of the paint. Stupid ad. Hopefully that's just like something like that and not a real issue with your paint, because that would be really annoying for you. I don't know where you purchased it from or where you got it, but you could always reach out to the store where you bought it from or to Roman Szmal and mention this issue and see what they say. Why is that? That's perfectly fine, YouTube. What are you doing? I just got my pan out and I'm ogling the top of it. What does it look like? Does it look like kind of matte, or does it look a bit glossy? That's from Jackson's in a set. The rest of them seem fine, just that one. Okay. That's really odd. bit glossy, okay. Okay, possibly a silly question, but you haven't done any kind of mixed medium painting with it? Like using like acrylic gouache or something and then dipping in the watercolor. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that, but I'm also aware that some people mix up acrylic gouache and regular gouache in their paintings, which kind of breaks my brain a little bit, but I know it's there, so I thought it was worth asking, perhaps, but I'll give it another go and see if it's this sill thingy. Fingers crossed, yeah. No, nothing like that. Okay, good. Good. I'm relieved on a couple of a couple of levels. Hey, Sassy Britches, hello. Aloha. Oh man. You can tell it's hot because my paint blobs, they dry really fast on my plate. Ooh. Oh, did I mess? I sent water flying a bit everywhere. Oh well. Everyone relatively unmelted. Yeah, relatively. Imagining Szmal like, ooh, maybe it was the PVA glue I mixed with it. Oh man. I would think that all of us in here are a little more just generally knowledgeable about art supplies to perhaps not do that, but you never know. You never know. There has been a few surprises over the years. Alright, second color, permanent yellow. Single pigment PY139, which is ISO Indoline yellow. Light fast, two very light fast colors, staining, no granulation, and semi-transparent. I'm still not over that AI thing saying that glue goes over pizza. You reckon the chalk dust didn't help? Oh, why would anyone do that? Oh, my brain. Honestly, it would be like me to mix PVA with watercolor, if anyone. I think it would be interesting. You would end up with colored PVA, but there's a way to do it without like contaminating your pan, basically. You know, it's like I don't know if some people do that, but like when you make a PB&J, you don't grab the same tool to get the peanut butter than you do to get the jam. You don't put jam in the PB or PB in the jam. Well, considering I'm a penguin, fortunately the clouds are keeping me not that melty. Penguin. I love this group. Where else can I discuss how PB29 should be? It would have to be a really similar place, right? That's also the point in a way, like it's to have this space where we can talk for 20 minutes about a pigment and everyone is having fun. Like it's not tedious. It's not like, or if it's tedious, I mean, you can walk out. That's perfectly fine. Like I think that everyone is enjoying like lengthy talks about pigments in here. You would think that by now I would be perhaps a bit better at painting an even swatch, but the whole thing is just like dunk. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, that's when I start judging. Just there, just then. You don't start earlier than that. It's definitely a big like it's a purple flag, like even worse than a red flag. Like bruh, gross. I look at this color and I want a mango lassie. See, I mean, it is. I was about to say that we don't really get mangoes that ripen enough to get to this color, but that's not entirely true. The little golden mangoes, which are the better mango, they can get pretty orange like that when they're really ripe and delicious. Not me confusing acrylic with gouache. With gouache with glue. Well, I mean, it's kind of, similar. Not gonna lie, this stream is always one of the... Oh, well, that's lovely. Yeah, I could go, like, my smoothie was, the thing I was drinking is, was a smoothie because it's so hot. And it was mostly mango. And I kind of want another one now, but we're all out of mangoes. I had to be a fully grown adult living on my own before I got to try a mango. Because my mom hated mangoes, so she never bought one when I was a kid. Not that they're that common here. I think they're more common now, but a bajillion years ago when I was a kid, you couldn't get like mangoes that easily, I think. It looks tasty. It looks like a fruit, like a very ripe fruit. You don't get plain mangoes. We get the big ones, like the one they call the red mangoes, I think. Like they're mostly green and like a red, like green and then red a little bit. But these tend to be really, like have really fibers, like very fibrous perhaps. And the smaller, like golden mangoes, they ripen, like the skin gets yellow. They don't get red, they get yellow. And those have a lot less like fibers in them and they're delicious. But that's basically the two kinds of mangoes we can easily get here. A champagne mango, ooh. How can anyone hate mangoes? Well, she, her explanation why she didn't like it was because she felt like it tasted like turpentine. And I can see it, especially if you accidentally take a little bite in the skin. It has that pine sort of turpentine kind of flavor. I can see it, but you're not supposed to eat the skin of the mango, And the flesh of the mango doesn't have that aftertaste. My hack for a mango smoothie is to get the Talenti mango sorbetto and wait for it to melt a bit and drink it. Isn't that expensive though? I mean, a bag of frozen mangoes is probably the same price as like a fancy sorbetto. I love mangoes, but I have a skin allergy to them, like if they touch my skin. Ooh, yeah, a lot of people have, like if they bite in the skin, they will get like a tingling sensation on their lips too, like a bit of an allergic reaction. Your mom is a villain, and not just in your book. Preventing anyone from having mango. I think she's talking about them. Golden champagne, they are amazing. They're also called Atolfo, Ataulfo mangoes around here, or honey mango. Plain mangoes are ripe mangoes that are transported by plane, so they are usually very ripe. Nope. Very funny, Paulo. Over here, the mindset is more like you ship the stuff green, so it's bulletproof. And hopefully it will ripen once arrived at its destination. It works really well for avocados. If you buy avocados, you're better off buying them like very green and hard, and you let them ripen. That way they don't get all bruised. I call them war avocados because you can definitely like hurt someone by throwing them an unripe avocado. But that's the kind you get, and you just leave them on your counter, and they ripen perfectly, and they are spotless and delicious. Turpentine. I wonder if there's a gene for mangoes. I think there's a gene for every single flavor out there, honestly. Because cilantro, bell peppers is another one. The mango thing. There's a bunch of stuff like that. I feel like perhaps thyme, like the herb thyme, might be one of those. Unless it's more common, but I feel like dried thyme tastes like mildew. You kind of have to get fresh thyme for that delicious thyme flavor. Otherwise I feel like I'm eating like mildew or a spoonful of earth. Well, going to an Orange Julius would cost me like $9, so Tanti is cheaper. Sure. Yep, it's called Mango Mouth. You get both varieties. The difference is abysmal. That's bad. Hello. Hello, my baby. Uh-oh, baby cat, baby cat. I saw a baby cat, baby cat. You know what that means. Tu veux-tu venir, mon bébé? T'es où? T'es où, ma fille? Viens ici. Viens ici, mon bébé. Yeah, bell peppers too. Some people just cannot do the like the oil that's in the peel of the bell peppers. Avocados are always picked up green as they don't mature. Oh, really? Ooh, thyme makes my mouth taste weird. Medicinal something, like a hospital. I hate it. I love fresh thyme. Fresh thyme is delicious. It's possible that broccoli does that too. I've been trying to select some yellows from the Roman Szmal cell and been stuck. Well, I mean, you're in the right place to get unstuck, possibly. Oh, you're shedding all the fur in the world, my baby. Why? Oh, there's gonna be so much hair in my paint. I might want to just put something over here. Right? Right, baby girl? Okay. There's a limit to the amount of fur that I want in sticky paint. Where are you going, baby? Okay, hold on. Hello. Hello. So, autofocus for a second so we can see the baby. She looks a bit rough. Her allergies are really not her friend. Give me a minute. Gosh, we brushed you earlier. Why are you still so full of fur? What's up? If the camera is shaking right now, it's because she's flicking her tail right on the cable. Are you reading chat? Can you tell me what people are saying? I once put a handful of frozen thyme into... Oh my gosh, no, that's not quite the same flavor profile, is it? handful is not a unit that should be associated with thyme. Isn't it though the main herb in Zatar? Okay. Well, oh my god, she's head rubbing you guys. What? You're sending them love and kisses, and no, you don't drink the forbidden water. No, you don't. I'm watching you. I love your laugh. It lifts my spirit. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She's purring. You can hear her purring, really. Zatar, the herb, is a very specific herb. Oh, okay. I thought it was just regular thyme. And Zatar was the name of this the mix. She's reading all the comments. They say you're pretty, right? You're a pretty baby. She's a bit roughed up because of her allergies, but you know, we do what we can, even if we're just a little cat. Hey, baby. Hey, Alia, hello. My legs and nose are itching looking at the loose fur. The worst time to give a face hug to a cat, because all that fur is gonna be in your face. Like, it's kind of hot, so I'm just sweaty enough to be sticky. Oof. Oof. She's really shedding though. Poor baby. We're gonna have to brush you again later, right? But yeah, it's really hot for them too, and she's not an enjoyer of that kind of warmth. It's really humid. So she's not eating, like, she doesn't have much of an appetite. Unless it's wet food. Wet food. Oh no, you opened your eye again. Baby girl. Minette. She likes to be brushed to a certain extent. The other one, Pico, is the one that loves brushings. But she's also the one shedding like an insane amount of fur. Oh my gosh. I just saw the cluster fur. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Otto. Cramps are, crappy regardless. Scout is sending head rubs and head boinks. I would give mine baths when she got extra shitty like this. Her fur was so fine that brushing didn't really pull anything off. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue we have, but if I tried to give this a bath, I'm gonna be the one that's shredded. Never mind shedding, we're talking about shredding. What are you doing, my baby girl? Hmm? Collect different make brushes. I know some people do it, but I don't know how I would, because her fur is just like a... Ok. Je flatte la tête, c'est bon. Just a cluster without beginning or end. Have to watch you when you scratch yourself so you don't scratch your injuries. Oh my gosh, the fur. Oh, it's a pick. I always collect the fur after brushings and like felt it by rolling it between my hands to make really condensed little fur balls. Yeah, actual baths didn't work as well, but I just hold her in the shower, having her in my. Oh, poor baby. She was a tortie as well, huh? It's possible. Their mom was a tricolor cat too, more of a calico, but still. And Pico also has really fine fur. Like we need to kind of grab the Furminator if we really want to remove that undercoat, but it pulls on the hair a bit, and they don't really enjoy that. And yeah, she's flicking her tail. You see? Whenever are you not flicking your tail? My sister and I would do that too, and then give them to the cats to play with. I don't want to give it to them because sometimes they try to eat the fur that we remove from them, and I'm like, nope, nope, that's like the opposite of what we're trying to do here. Oh my gosh. Can you kind of see the hair? I certainly can see it flying now. Let's put this back here. And you're gonna come with me and you go see your dad, right? Yeah. Oh, you want some snuggling? It's too hot for snuggles, baby. It is very hot. Ah, Pickle. Of course. When it's not one cat, it's the other one. Hey, Pix. Otto is gone though, so. Okay, sorry. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Shedding season is upon us. Always. Ah. It's on my nose. Okay. Sorry. Let's try to put the stuff back. Yep, my cat would try to eat it. Don't know why. Seems like a poor life decision. Seriously. Sometimes you wonder if they really want to go through a couple of their lives doing the most stupid stuff they can. Oh geez, I gotta go take an extra Claritin now. By proxy? I picked her when she was days old and she stayed with me. Aww. Spot the cat sat on keyboard, of course. Hi, Spot. I forgot the new keyboard case was actually functional. Oh. Okay. I have fur in my eyes. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Cat intermission. Why isn't it? Hold on. I think it's borked. Secondhand allergies. How can you stop being buggy? Ah, ha ha ha. Crap, that's not what I want. Okay, hold on. At least I still can see the chat. But I can't. Let's push all this out. I have to reopen chat. Apologies for the silliness. My back. Chat. All messages. All right. Getting an ad. No, go away. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Whew. Sorry. Ooh, tie-dye shirt. Yep. Yep. To be fair, we all have to do something dumb that puts life in danger sometimes. Very fair point. I agree. There's a reason we have a concept like the Darwin Awards. You know. Alright, so I am gonna prepare some blobs of permanent yellow. Hey, have a good night, Rod. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a good night and a good day. Yeah, go outside. I'm not a dog person. Which is someone walking their dog outside and they saw something and the dog barked. I haven't checked if I have a cat visitor at the moment, but it's possible that they saw a cat visitor and that's why the dog barked. Let me check. I don't see anyone, so unless the cat is hidden in the hedge. Duggo might have seen a squirrel or something. I'm curious to see this yellow with the purple. As much as I love all my brown paints, I need to get better at mixing my own, so... Yep. I can totally see that. I'm not that... I feel like I don't really mix up my browns all that often. I will sometimes start with brown and sort of tweak it towards something by mixing something into it, but always starting with a color that's already brown. If you want to get sort of a lot of practice at mixing browns, if you use the sort of double trad, that's not like a split primary, but that's magenta, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. if you mix like the yellow and the purple, you get a specific type of brown. And then if you mix the orange and the blue, and then the green and the magenta, but you only have 6 colors, so it's sort of easier to get used to what mixes brown than when you have like more colors in your selection. And it's still like incredibly versatile. I'll try to get to the orange and the purple so that we can see what it looks like. Yeah, and Roman Szmal spoils the heck out of us with so many. Very true. It gonna rain? Where? At your place? We love rain. I love rain. Maybe that's part of what my lack of practice is about. I often don't have a purple or a middle green on my palette, so getting to brown seems like it takes more step. Not necessarily. If you have a sort of a cyan, a magenta, and a yellow, you have all that you sort of need to be able to make brown. You don't need like something other than that. I really like this red. The mix of the permanent yellow and the permanent red makes for a less pinky red, more orangey red. The clouds approacheth. Just want to be a little paint goblin sat in a cave playing with Roman Szmal Earth. Oh, fair. That would be lovely. Stop much hair in the morning, though. Ooh. Sassy is becoming a medieval meteorologist. Is your weather predicting device the famous rock on a stick? Not a stick. A cord, a piece of rope, a thread. Okay, ad, go away. Thank you. Better go close my car windows before it hits. Yep. Cyan, magenta, and yellow. Yeah, if you have cyan, magenta, and yellow, you can technically mix anything you want. Anything. Because the variables are so limited that it makes it much easier to troubleshoot why a mix is not reaching the color that you want. Moldy gar. Ugh, gross. A fungus gar. The mushroom mobile. Sounds like something from that, I don't remember the name of the show, but it was an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon where they would all race in funky race cars. Oh no, I just look out the window because it gets dark inside and then realize my car is always open. So that is one paint more complicated than just yellow and purple. Not necessarily, because oh, have a good night, AJ. I hope you can catch up on sleep. Stay safe as much as possible. It's one more paint, but it's one less variable, because if you mix two of the three colors, you get something, and then if you mix the third one, it will change your original color. And if that new color, that mix, is not like you want, well, you can only go three-way. You can add more cyan, you can add more magenta, or you can add more yellow. That's it. And since it's like the most versatile triad, you don't push away any colors from the spectrum. It's a bit limited. It has its limitation, of course, but it's still the most versatile. Like with these three colors, you can reach many more colors of the spectrum than any other triad of colors. So it kind of takes away wondering if you need another color to get what you want, because these three colors are all that you need to get what you want. Does that make sense? Even worse would be electronics on the windows being run. Ugh, I keep towels in my car for the rain and have fake leather seats. That's fortunate. Red, wrong, it's magenta. Blue, nope, it's actually cyan. Yellow, well, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I am 100% on board with Szmal being on almost any palette I ever built. Yeah, it's sort of the like it's the Swiss knife of colors, I feel. If you have those, you can basically fix any problem you might have. Get any color you want. Don't get me wrong, they're all that you need, but not. Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah. It's just like the. I'm trying to find words. It's definitely not my favorite. Like I don't have any palette set up with just these three, and you definitely need a few more colors to really have fun. But if you're trying to troubleshoot something and struggling with mixing the colors that you want, well, just having these three and keeping it to these three, it limits the factors. So you can work out what exactly you're doing that prevents you from getting the color you want, you know? It's like when you have 12 colors and you can't mix a pink, well, you might not be able to figure out at the beginning why that's the case. If you have three colors that are technically able to give you the wider range of mixes, and then you have a hard time finding the color that you want, well, it's easier to troubleshoot it if you only have three colors than if you have 12. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but that's kind of how my brain works it out. I'm still exploring whether neon yellow. Of course it could be. Kind of depends which look you prefer. To me, cyan, yellow, magenta takes more work to make look natural, so I tend to use red, yellow, and blue, but my palette is entirely nonsensical anyway. Yes and no. I mean, I know what you mean. I get what you mean, but red, yellow, and blue, you can't mix a magenta. You can't mix a cyan. You might not need those colors, that's fine. It's just that it makes working out mixes just a bit more difficult. It's like the difference between learning to you know, bike on a kid's bicycle and on a like a what do you call them? Like a champion cyclist's bicycle. It's like the training wheels of color mixing, basically. I can work without red, but I want a warm granulating blue. Road bike. Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about what I would want in a palette. I'm just talking about what's easier to understand, basically. I mean, it is frustrating, I feel like, to figure out color mixing, and you want to mix a vibrant purple, and you have red, yellow, and blue, and you cannot get there. No matter how the ratios of the red and blue that you mix together, all you get is this muted purple. And it might not, like, it's not intuitive knowledge to understand why you're not getting vibrant purple. Because we've all been taught that you mix red and you mix blue and you get purple, but it doesn't necessarily specify what kind of purple you get from that. And when you want vibrant purple, you're gonna need like different tools in your arsenal to get there. Don't be like all of those TikTok videos where people are like, I'm gonna try to match magenta with red and white. And you're like, yeah, good luck. Good luck. Because you're not gonna get there. You're gonna get some sort of salmon coral pinkish color, but you're not gonna get magenta. If we're expanding beyond 3-4 colors, I usually use phthalo turquoise a lot. It isn't as versatile as the true cyan, but it works for a lot of what I paint. It's my version of... Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's completely fine. There's a real difference between a personalized palette with the colors that you like to use and sort of a starting point palette, basically. My cat is very upsetty right now. Maybe I need to try. Yeah, you can give it a try. You're trying to get an orange as a kid and getting red, pale red, and peach. You can take the orange pack out of red by adding white to it. Yeah, no, it just... It doesn't work. You cannot mix magenta. You cannot mix cyan. You just can't. You can mix blue, you can mix red, but you cannot mix the other two. So that's why they are that's why they're the inks in your printer, you know? You can fake the magenta in post. I mean, if it's a video, you can fake it in After Effects, I guess. Or perhaps your editing software if it's fancy enough. Hi, by the way, Mr. Hippo. Or Mrs. Or just Hippo. Just Hippo. Hi. I hope there aren't a... Dang. Getting a really interesting color here, sort of a purpley brown. Kind of. It's really nice. I really like it. I will end the stream soon, but I just want to ramble a bit more about primary colors and selections and whatnot. I have this on hand, and this was brought to my attention by someone sharing a Reddit post on our Discord server about someone who, instead of using a split primary of magenta and red, warm yellow, cool yellow, warm blue, cool blue, or cyan and blue, they instead went for these 6 colors. It was frustrating trying to get a vivid orange because I was using a cool red and yeah, exactly. You get this muted color and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Well, nothing. You just can't get what you want from those colors. Monsieur Hippo, if you say so. Monsieur Hippo. I mean, in French, we don't really, like, it's not like in English where the H's, you kind of have to pronounce them, like the that, just better. But in French, if we have an H, it is silent. So, Monsieur Hippo. We say un hippopotame, not a hippopotamus, you know. All right, so yeah, basically, so the person was vouching for this selection of colors. So you still have your yellow, your magenta, and your cyan. Phthalo blue-green shade works as the cyan here. Quin magenta, obviously a magenta, and this was Azo Yellow PY151, a yellow. And then instead of going with a red, a blue, and a warm yellow, they go with phthalo green, dioxazine purple, and pyrrole orange. So secondary colors in the wheel. And what that does is it sort of maximizes the vibrancy of your mixes. You introduce more strength in your mixes by having these other 3 colors in there. And I did a we don't say hippopotamus either. What did I say that? I'm sorry. Quoi? Ah non, werk. Elle était à la fenêtre ici tantôt. Mansour. Monsieur? Monsieur? So this I did the main colors, and then I tried to mix every in-between step. I did another wheel where I mixed the colors by layering. So each of the main color is 3 passes of a wash of that color, and then here I have 2 washes of the green, 1 wash of the blue. Here I have 2 washes of the blue, 1 wash of the green, and then we get to 3 washes of the blue, and then all the way around like this. So by layering the colors, that's how I made the in-between colors. It's obviously less vibrant than trying to mix myself, because I can make the colors really intense this way, but it's perhaps a bit more accurate in terms of like the gradation of mixes somehow. And then I did mix the complementary colors, and that's what I wanted to get to talk about the browns. So if you mix the complementaries of that Azo, it's supposed to be Azo yellow, not Benz yellow. But anyway, the PY151, the pigment is the right pigment. So that yellow, and then PV23 dioxazine purple. If you, like, it's difficult to see like that, but if you isolate the colors, like you single them out, you can kind of see that we get a more like raw umber kind of brown, or, you know, a bit more purpley, yellowy brown here. With these, sorry, with these complementary colors, we get more of a neutral. It's more like gray, you know, and then you have all these variants on each side, but the sort of middle point visually to get them to the neutral mix, you get a gray. And then when you mix the magenta and the green, you get more of a deep blue gray kind of color. So that's kind of how you can get to a starting point for mixing browns, because if you start from this and you're like, I want this to be perhaps a bit more warmer, well, like I want more of a brown color, well, what can I add into it? I have the yellow, I have the orange that I can try mixing into it. So it's like, it's simpler because the colors that you have on hand to get to the color you want are there. You don't have anything else. You cannot be like, do I need to add this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one, or this one, or this one? It's like, well, it's going to be one of those, right? And it's really interesting because you don't necessarily like the secondary colors are not flat. They're really, really vibrant because you picked them to be that. So anyway, it's a super interesting color wheel, and if you happen to have these pigments, I think it's a fun exercise to do, to just work this out and see what kind of colors you get. But yeah, I thought it was a refreshing take on the primaries, primary, all of that. AI is creating new ways of working. No, it is not. It is ruining everything. Thank you. I guess mixing your own brown might be a good way to create, whoops, something more staining. So many brown paints don't glaze very well. Yeah, because they're mostly earth pigments. You have to go to benzimidazole brown, like the PBR 25, to get a more staining one. Some of the transparent oxides might be staining, but yeah. Thanks, I've been vindicated by the end of the stream. Yeah, this color wheel makes sense to me, like right off the bat. I like this one. It is really interesting, right? It is like the most vibrant color wheel to get there. Now it seems this would be considered a cool version of what? Or this would be a vibrant wheel. Yeah, it's not that's just like, this is absolutely outside of the cool warm convo because you have both on there. You could have a more limited selection of colors that wouldn't cover the whole like range of mixes and would give you more muted colors, but I don't think you could have anything that is more sort of all-encompassing somehow. There's probably a bit of wiggle room, like if you could maybe find a different orange that would perhaps give you a slightly more punchy red. Like it's the little details like that, but I think that overall this is not about cool or warm, because you have like a warm yellow or orange or warm yellow here by mixing, and then you have the same thing here. You have your blue and your cyan, so it's not like a cool or a warm wheel, it's just a wheel. I've been scribbling these colors down on an old envelope. This I will try. I don't tend to use dioxazine in purple much, but looks like maybe I should. On its own, it's a bit intense, right? But with every color that's a bit intense, like the phthalo green is also a bit intense. The pure orange is just like difficult to use on its own. All of these are difficult to use on their own, but the moment you mix them, that's when you get into something a bit more interesting. And if you want to mute a color, let's say you have this green, but you're like, it's a little bit too vibrant, I want to mute it. So you go like, what's the opposite color? It's a bit of the quinacridone, it's some of the quinacridone magenta mixed with a little bit of purple. So you can introduce a little bit of those two in your green mix, and you're gonna mute down your green mix. The only way to get more vivid colors would be to use neons, basically. And we still haven't really gotten a real neon blue as far as watercolor goes. Neon green is purple, magenta, orange, and yellow neon. We have them, no problemo. But the other two, ooh. Okay, muted, yes, that's what I was thinking. I often think cool, bright, and warm muted. Need to get that out of my brain. Yeah. Yeah, because it's not helping you. I found PBR 25 in odd colors where it was. Yeah. I want to see that if you do it in neon, Sassy Britches. You gotta share. Or if we get some really nice, that would be so exciting. Neons are my favorite color type. But yeah, so it's like making the wheel like this it's a really super interesting exercise in terms of mixing colors, and a very visual way to learn. If you are a very visual person, like I don't theorize well in my head. I have to see stuff to make sense of it. And I feel like this is super helpful for that because you have, it's all in front of you. So you can start from whatever color you see there. Like, I really like this aqua, but I need more muted. Okay, what's the opposite? It's this magenta with a little bit of orange. There we go. Take a little bit of the magenta, I take a tiny bit of the orange, and I mute it down. Bingo. Neon palette is this distant for the sketchbook, yes. I ordered that mini palette of the neon Holbein. Ooh, lovely. Neon blue is impossible because it's kind of the darkest in value. Yeah, the only blue that kind of works for that is some of the manganese blue hue out there. And if you want them to be UV reactive, you gotta go to the brand that shall not be named. Hi Victoria, the yellow is PY151. From Rosa, it's Azo yellow, but PY151, that's your reference. I kind of wrote the wrong name initially, but it's the right pigment. I can pop it in Discord when complete. Yes, please. But yeah, for the like a glowy blue, their manganese blue hue is UV reactive and quite bright. Like it's a bright cyan color, which feels a bit neon, you know. Not very granulating too, so. But yeah, and I feel like when we get a neon green, they basically just mix whatever is there, neon blue, with their neon yellow, and then the purple is the neon blue with whatever is their neon magenta. So sometimes it's a bit more miss than hit, but gotta pull out my phthalo blue, green, and darks as in purple. I just never use them, but they're a fab mixer. Yeah, basically. They're fun colors to use in mixing because they're very powerful and very transparent, so they don't do a lot of interference, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's very difficult to use them just as is. Why can't cobalt teal be the neon blue? Like, visually speaking, it just makes the most sense to me. I mean, you can if you want. It's just that there is, I always feel like when they market a neon blue, it's always lackluster. Goodbye, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye, Dizzy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm 20 minutes over the time that I usually end the stream, so I'm gonna end it. But it was a lot of fun to ramble about primary color. If you want to, if you want to trigger me, just start saying that red, yellow, and blue is the best triad, and I will climb the walls. Thanks. Rosa's watercolors are so nice as well. I love their granulating colors, and yeah, absolutely. These are all Rosa because they have these pigments, so it's really convenient like that. And you can see that they mixed like very well. But yeah, so we have a Discord server. The link is in the description if you have any more questions or if you want to hang out in a place where we talk about paints like that all the time. Well, you can head over there. It is completely free. It is the best for you. That's completely fair, Roots and Ren. I don't have any problem with that. Like, as much as I love these colors, they're not necessarily the best for me. But I always separate like a personal preference from what would perhaps objectively be the most helpful. Anyway. I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good night, guys, or whatever, depending on the time it is for you. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Don't forget to take cake, ice cream, if possible, ice cream cake for everyone. And until the next video, yeah, I hope you manage to cope with the heat and the other issues. Yes. Well, sorry. Still go. Exactly. You get it. We all get it. The mom's gripping ultramarine. I really hope it solves your issue because it's so sad that your ultramarine is lackluster. Eating cake, yeah, absolutely. Ice cream cake this time of the year, but yeah. See you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.